Welcome back to the English Cafe channel, the place for English learners to improve their skills one conversation at a time. I'm Emily.
And I'm John. It's great to have you with us today.
It certainly is. Today, we're diving into a topic that's incredibly important for anyone using English in a professional setting, having conversations at work.
Right. This is something that can be really intimidating, whether you're talking to a colleague by the coffee machine or to your boss in a meeting.
Exactly. We'll break it down into two parts. First, we'll cover the casual, friendly chats with your coworkers, what we often call small talk.
And then we'll move on to the more formal and sometimes tricky conversations you might have with your superiors or managers, like when you need to talk about deadlines.
So grab a cup of coffee, get comfortable, and let's get started.
All right, so let's start with the basics. Casual conversations or small talk. Emily, why is this even important? Isn't it just talking about nothing?
That's a great question, John. It might seem like it's about nothing, but small talk is actually how we build relationships and a friendly atmosphere at work. It makes the workplace feel more collaborative and less robotic.
That makes sense. It helps you see your colleagues as people, not just as job titles. So, where do you even start? It can feel awkward to just walk up to someone.
Totally. The key is to use your environment. Natural places for small talk are the kitchen, the break room, or even waiting for the elevator. You can start with a simple observation or a question.
Okay, so give me an example. Let's say we're both getting coffee on a Monday morning. What could I say?
A classic and safe one is always about the weekend. You could say something like, "Hey, John, how was your weekend?" Or, "Morning, do anything fun over the weekend?"
Right, simple and friendly. What if it's, say, a Friday afternoon?
Then you can look forward. Got any exciting plans for the weekend? Or looking forward to the weekend? These are called open-ended questions because they invite more than a yes or no answer.
Ah, open-ended questions. That's a key tip. It keeps the conversation going.
Exactly. You want to avoid questions that lead to a dead end. Instead of, "Did you have a good weekend?" which can be answered with a yes, try, "What did you get up to over the weekend?"
I see. That prompts a real story. So let's say I've started the conversation. How do I get to know them a bit better without being too personal? What are some safe topics?
Great question. You want to stick to light, general topics. Hobbies are a fantastic one. You could ask, "So, what do you like to do outside of work?"
Okay, hobbies. What else?
Travel is another good one. Have you traveled anywhere interesting recently, or are you planning any trips this year? People usually love talking about their travels.
Yeah, I know I do. Food, movies, TV shows, books. I'm guessing those are all pretty safe bets too.
Absolutely. Seen any good movies lately? Or, "I just finished this great book. Have you read it?" These topics help you find common interests, which is the whole point of building these relationships.
It's all about finding that common ground.
Mm-hmm. Now, just as important as the safe topics are the topics to avoid, especially when you don't know someone well.
Right. I can think of a few. You probably shouldn't ask someone's salary.
Definitely not. Salary is a big no-no. Politics and religion are also very risky. They can be very divisive, and the workplace is not the place for that kind of debate.
That makes sense. Keep it light, keep it positive. What about complaining about work or another coworker?
That's another trap to avoid. It can come across as negative and unprofessional. If you have a serious issue, you should take it to your manager, not discuss it in casual chat. Yes, okay, so the final piece of the small talk puzzle, how to end the conversation politely. You can't just walk away.
Right, that would be rude.
It would. You need a polite closing phrase, something like, "Well, it was great chatting with you, but I should probably get back to my desk."
I should probably get back to it. That works.
Or, "All right, I'll let you get back to your lunch. Talk to you later." The key is to be friendly and signal that the conversation is over.
Great catching up with you.
Perfect. It's positive and shows you enjoyed the chat. So, to recap part one, use your environment to start, ask open-ended questions about safe topics like hobbies and travel, avoid sensitive subjects, and end the conversation politely.
That sounds like a solid game plan for navigating the office kitchen.
Okay, now let's shift gears. But before we do, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us and other English learners out there. Back to it. We've mastered the friendly chat with our colleagues, but what about when we need to talk to our boss or manager? The tone changes quite a bit.
It really does. This is where the language needs to be more formal, more professional. It's less about making friends and more about clear, effective communication.
Right, and one of the most common and important situations is when you're given a new task or project. It is crucial to make sure you understand exactly what is expected of you.
Asking for clarification. This can be scary for some people. They don't want to look like they weren't paying attention.
I understand that fear, but it's actually the opposite. Asking smart questions shows that you are engaged and that you care about doing the job correctly. It saves a lot of time and mistakes later on.
And that's true. So, what are some polite phrases you can use to ask for more details without sounding incompetent?
Good question. You can use phrases that soften the request. For example, just to make sure I'm on the right track, could you clarify what you mean by a quick summary?
On the right track. I like that. It sounds proactive.
It is. Another one is, I want to ensure I understand correctly. Your main priority for this is X, right? This shows you're confirming the details.
Confirming the details. So, it sounds like you're double checking, not that you didn't listen the first time.
Exactly. You could also say, could you give me an example of what you're looking for? Sometimes a concrete example is the clearest way to understand a task.
That's very clear. Now, let's talk about the big one, deadlines. This is probably one of the most stressful conversations to have with a manager.
It can be, for sure, especially if you think you can't meet a deadline.
So, what's the best way to handle that? Let's say your boss gives you a deadline that seems impossible.
The most important rule is to be proactive. Do not wait until the day before the deadline to say there's a problem. You need to raise your concerns as soon as you have them.
Okay, so speak up early. How do you phrase it? You don't want to sound like you're just complaining or that you can't handle the work.
Right. You need to be professional and solution-oriented. First, acknowledge the task, then state your concern calmly and provide a reason. Finally, suggest a solution.
A reason and a solution, that's key.
Yes. For example, John, thank you for assigning me the report. I've looked over the requirements and I'm concerned about meeting the Friday deadline, especially with the detailed analysis you've requested.
Okay, that's the concern and the reason. What's the solution part?
The solution could be asking for help or suggesting a new timeline. You could continue by saying, would it be possible to get some help from Mark on the data polling part? Or alternatively, could we perhaps extend the deadline to next Monday to ensure a high-quality result?
I like that. You're not just saying, I can't do it. You're saying, to do this well, I need either more resources or more time. It makes you look responsible.
Exactly. It shows you're committed to quality. Let's do one last role play. This time, I'm the manager and you're the employee who needs to discuss a deadline.
All right.
Hey, John, I need you to take the lead on the new client proposal. The deadline is tight. I'll need it by end of day Wednesday.
Okay, Emily, I'm happy to take the lead on this. I've just had a quick look at the project brief. Given that we need to coordinate with the design team for the mock-ups, the Wednesday deadline feels a bit challenging.
Go on.
To ensure we deliver a really polished and impressive proposal, I think having until Friday afternoon would make a significant difference. That would give the design team a full day and allow for a final review.
That's a fair point. Quality is the priority here. Okay, let's aim for Friday afternoon. Keep me updated on your progress.
Will do. Thanks, Emily. I appreciate the flexibility.
And there you have it, a professional, respectful negotiation that results in a better outcome for everyone.
It felt much better than just panicking and working all night to meet an impossible deadline, or delivering something that isn't your best work.
Absolutely. The key is clear, proactive, and polite communication.
So that was a deep dive into workplace conversations. We covered everything from casual chats in the break room to serious discussions about deadlines with your boss.
We did. The main takeaway for our listeners should be that context is everything. The way you speak to a colleague you know well is very different from the way you speak to your manager.
Right. With colleagues, keep it light and friendly to build relationships. Remember our key phrases for starting and ending conversations.
And with your superiors, be clear, professional, and proactive. Don't be afraid to ask for clarification or to discuss deadlines in a constructive way. It shows you're a responsible professional.
Practice is key. Try using some of these phrases this week at your own workplace. You might be surprised at how much more confident you feel.
That's all the time we have for today on the English Cafe channel. We hope you found this episode helpful.
Thanks for tuning in. Join us next time for more tips on improving your English. Goodbye for now.
Bye, everyone.